Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This topic is a limit of accuracy of O levels pattern. Okay, and often you have seen this kind of questions that, for example, a rectangle field is 18-meter long and 12-meter wide. Okay, and both measurements are correct to. So often you see the word correct to a nearest meter. Okay, sometimes nearest centimeter or sometimes nearest kilometer. So these things, whenever come, how deal this kind of question? So how deal this kind of question? So let's see, inshallah, how we can discuss these questions. So I have some examples available with me, which I'm going to show you, share with you. And I believe, inshallah, you will understand here. So for example, we have a one concept here. Whenever we have a, for example, 20 centimeter to 1 centimeter correct, like 20 centimeter correct to 1 centimeter. So whenever he say 20 centimeter value, 20 correct to 1 centimeter. So what we will do, this 1 centimeter divided by 2 always. And one answer comes 0.5. This 0.5 you will add in 20. So I will get upper bound. This is called upper bound. Same value, if I subtract from 20, I get this 19 points. It's called lower bound. So this is a one example which you understood. Let's talk about second example. So first question was 8 centimeter, 20 correct to the 1 centimeter, we done it. Now, for example, I say 80 correct to 2 centimeter, right? So correct to what? 2 centimeter. Then what you will do, this 2 centimeter divide by 2. First, I have done this 1 centimeter divided by 2. Now I will do this 2 centimeter divided by 2. I get a plus and minus 1. And this one I will add in 80 and 1 time subtract in 80. And you see, if I add in 80, I get upper bound. If I subtract from 80, I get lower bound. I believe you're understanding. Let's talk about the third example. So he say that 40 correct, 60 value, we have to correct up to what? 4 centimeter. Then what we do, this 4 divided by 2. You see that first 1 centimeter, we divide by 2, 2 centimeter divided by 2, now 4 centimeter divided by 2. And after dividing this one, what I get plus and 2. So this 2 I will add, 1 time add in 60 and 1 time subtract in 60. When add is called upper bound, when subtract is called lower bound. I believe the point is very, very clear. So one more example, then I think we can start some practice. 100 correct to 10 centimeter. When you say 100 correct 10 centimeter, so 10 centimeter, 10 divided by 2, got a plus and minus 5. And this 5 add in 100, I got upper bound, subtract, I got lower bound. Now I give you as easy example to understand, like the Mam to Khubar distance is 10 kilometer, right? Often you travel from the Mam to Khubar. So this distance 10 kilometer, nearest to 2 kilometer. Like you ask your friend, you ask your friend, how much distance between the Mam to Khubar? He will say 10 kilometer, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So assume 2 kilometers correction or nearest 2 kilometers. You know what he's saying technically? He's saying technically that this 2 divided by 2 plus and 1 kilometer, more or less. So when he say that I'm not confident, I'm not understand 100%. So he will say, when he say nearest 2 kilometer, it means indirectly saying 1 kilometer plus or 1 kilometers more. So it means he's technically he's saying 10 plus 1 and 10 minus 1. So distance can be maximum 11 kilometer and minimum 9 kilometer. So technically this is the meaning of that. So, okay, these things I will discuss later. So let's start some practice. So one question here, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I said before, rectangle field. Rectangle, this is a rectangle. All of you know it. Okay. So I'm going to show you rectangle. All right. The length of rectangle is 18 meter and width of rectangle is 12 meter. He mentioned very clearly 18 and 12. Okay, done. Then what is said? Important thing. He's saying that both measurements are correct to nearest meter. And when you say nearest meter, it means 1 meter. So what I will say, absolute error, because 1 meter, so I will divide 1 by 2. So plus and minus half meter. And half meter, what I'm looking for smallest possible area. Smallest area, let me tell you, when I'm looking for smallest area, what is the area formula? Length into width. So lower bound of length time to lower bound of width, I will multiply. And lower bound of length, how to find it? How to find lower bound of length? So from this 18, subtract 0.5. I'm going to show you 18 subtract 0.5. And how to find lower bound of width? So from 12, subtract 0.5. And now I'm going to solve it, and you'll see I can find easily 18 minus 0.5, it giving you 17.5, and multiply with a 11.5, and answer is coming with me is 201.25 meters square. And I believe you got a point very clear that how I got absolute error and how got the answer. So I give now one question which is here below. So he said this is a population. This is a population is given by him in millions. Okay, I think so. Wait a minute. No, simple question. And correct to 10. So 10 means divided by 10 with 2 and add subtract. So please go ahead and solve question number 2. I'm waiting for your solution. Yes, I hope so, student, you've done it. And now I'm going to do this question. So correct to the 10. Okay, 10 he mentioned, 10. We don't know is million or what, whatever, okay? But 10 nearest to 10. So absolute error, I'm writing it here. And all of you know 10 divided by 2, I get plus and minus 5. And how to get upper bound? Upper bound, we can find it simply by 6380 plus 10, and lower bound you can find by 6380 minus 10. So I get the highest value is 63, sorry, 5, not 10, 5, because of 5 I got it. So 5 and 5, because I got this 5 here. So it means this 6385 is the highest and 6375 is the lowest. Let me recheck. 6385 by adding and say by subtracting 5. Yes, I hope so all of you understood well. And let's talk about some more questions. Okay. I think so before I go for, yeah, this is also a good question. So I just give you a hint, you try please. In this question, he said a square of a length of d meters. It means this is a square, it is, each length is what? D meters, d meter, and d meter. All right. And he said this length is 120 meter. So the length of, sorry, he given us 120. By mistake, I wrote 120. Okay, D. Anyway, square has a length of d meters. This length is 1. So I write 120, 120. Okay, write yourself, no problem. I hope so you understood. Okay. He said that correct to 10 meters. So you know it very well. So first of all, absolute at 10 by 2 got a plus and minus 5. So I hope so you can try this question number 3, and I'm waiting for your response. So finish, and then I'll do this question myself. Yes, students, I hope so you have done it. Now I'm going to do this question myself. A square of side is 120 meters and correct to 10 meters. So student, what to do? What I will do? Absolute error. Absolute error is 10 divided by 2. I got a plus and minus 5. You asked me my questions are always divided by 2. Yes, even the previous question divided by 2, even this question divided by 2. All right. And he asking the find out the D for the length of the side of square. He asking the upper and the lower bound. So it's not a hard job. Upper bound, UB, upper bound, LB, lower bound. Upper bound of 120 means 120 plus 5. Lower bound means 120 minus 5. I got 125 and I got 115. I hope so. This is okay. So I am writing here 125 and writing here 115. So this is a meter upper bound and lower bound. Part number two, calculate difference between the largest and smallest possible area of square. Interesting. Now I got a length only. How to get a square? Look at here. Look at here. Left hand side, I show you. This is a square. This is a, for example, let's say upper bound. Upper bound is 125, 125. What is area of the square shape? Length into width. It means length square. So it means length square. It means 125 into 125. I will get upper bound area, and smallest is one, and 115 into 115 I get the smallest bound area, and if I subtract them I get a difference between them. So I am just typing, or you can type even this, even no problem at all. So when I'm typing it, and inshallah you will see that I will get my answer in a no time. So 2400 meters square is a difference. I hope so. The point is very clear. And before I discuss now another question, is a very interesting here. If you read a question, this one, and I give an idea, do you try this? Okay. So then I come to the point. Okay. Wait a minute, please, and then we'll just move on next part. So yes, student, this question I'm starting now. Correct what he said. Distance between Sydney and Singapore and Sydney is 6,300 kilometer, and correct 200 kilometer. Okay, because we are not sure how much distance is. So we assume 100 kilometer, and you know it very well, students. What you will do, you will divide by 2, and whatever answer you will add one time for upper bound and one time subtract for the lower bound. And then what a problem in this question. He said that he's go back. First of all, businessman is traveling from Singapore to Sydney and then back. It means the answer what I will get into 2. Why into 2? Going and coming back. Okay. And then he said he does this thing 6 times in a year. So multiply into 6. So same way we can find the upper bound. So each upper bound into 2 into 6, and lower bound into 2 into 6. I believe you got the point and solve this question. Then inshallah I will solve myself. Take your time, please. Yes, student, I'm going to discuss question. I think you took a reasonable time. He said that what the question is. He said that distance between Singapore and Sydney is 6,300 kilometer, and correct 200 kilometer. So how to find this upper bound? So first of all, it's called absolute error. AE stand for absolute error. This 100 kilometer, he said nearest. Which nearest number given, we will take always that number and divide it by 2 always. And plus and minus. So 50 kilometers plus and minus. How to get upper bound? Upper bound, we can get it simple and easy way. What is technique upper bound of? Because we have to find upper bound of distance 6,300 kilometers. So this distance, add in 50 in that. So plus 50 add. And lower bound, how to find distance? So 6,350 minus 50. So adding is called upper bound, and subtracting is called lower bound. It's done. But he's saying, okay, I write in brackets now. After this, what is saying? That businessman traveled from Singapore to Sydney and then back to Singapore. It means he will travel going distance, one distance he's traveling forward, and then one distance travel backward. So can I multiply into 2 both? Exactly. It means upper bound and lower bound both are, but he did this 6 times in a year. So, and what is the limits of the total distance he traveled between them? So multiply 6 times, so it means into 6 into 6. And I believe the point is very clear, and I'm finding it now there. So 63 plus 50, I got it, and times 2, 12. And my upper bound is coming 76200. And same way, how can lower bound 6,300 subtract 50? So 6,250 times 2, 12. And answer is coming 75,000. And I hope so you got the point very clear. And now we can go for the next question, number 5. So go for next question, and this is the explanation I given to you before. Okay. Then I'm going to start here now. One more question. It's very easy. Okay. Even inshallah, you can try that. A sleeps for 8 hours each night. 8 hours each night. Because we're not 100% sure, we say correct to 10 minutes. But it's a very interesting part. You know what is the important part here? This is an hour, this is a minute, this is a problem. Okay, many students, they, okay, what answer he is asking for from us? He's asking for hours. So what you will do, so 10 minutes. First of all, absolute error, not 10 by 2 wrong. No, 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 no. Not 5 only. Then even you divide the 5 by 60. Why, sir? Why divide by 60? It become plus and minus 1 over 12. Logic. Because from minutes to hour, whenever we want to convert, we divide by 60. That is why I divide by 60 and I got 1 by 12. Now I can find easily, but make sure he say 8 hours. So I can find upper bound simple. 8 plus 1 by 12, lower bound 8 minus 1 by 12. Okay. But into 30. Why into 30, sir? Because for the whole month, he's asking for. So I hope so you can try this part yourself. So please take your time and then I will do this question complete myself. Yes, student, I think you took a reasonable time and I'm starting now. As I said before, that this is a time nearest 10 meter, nearest 10 minutes, sorry. I will take this 10 here, divide by 2, always by 2 plus and minus. Because, okay, and then I divide by 60 and I simplify. And some students, they write in decimal. Don't avoid decimal, please. Okay. Now he said that he sleep this for one night, upper bound and lower bound. So let's see upper bound and lower bound. Upper bound and lower bound. Upper bound is 8 hours plus 1 over 12. And lower bound 8 minus 1 over 12. But thing is that it happens in a 30 times. So multiply 30 up and multiply 30 down. So this is because for 30 nights, he said. So I hope so got the point very clear. And I'm just typing in calculator 8 plus 1 divided by 12. And this answer to multiply by 30. And my answer is coming 242.5 hours. And same way 8 minus 1 divided by 12. And what answer I'm getting multiplied by 30. And I get the minimum hours 237.5. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I believe it's not a hard job at all. Okay, now we go for this question and how to handle this question. Okay, I think, yeah, I'm not giving any hint now. You should try this question yourself, number 6. And then inshallah, I will do this question myself. Take your time, please. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The question is, I think it took a reasonable time. I'm starting now to raise the money for charity. J walks this much distance, 22-kilometer distance, and correct to what? Correct to nearest kilometer. It means 1 kilometer. Okay. So absolute error I can find so easily. Absolute error 1 kilometer divided by 2. So it means I can say here plus and minus half kilometer. I believe this point is clear. So on every day for 5 days. Okay. So it means we can multiply into 5. Okay. So the complete statement in answer space for the distance he walks in a day. Sorry, in a day, he said, in a day. So, okay, so let's first of all, absolute error. So what is upper bound of distance and what is the lower bound of distance? Upper bound is 22, upper bound is 22 plus 0.5 and lower bound is 22 minus 0.5. So upper bound is coming 22.5 kilometers and lower bound is 21.5. I believe you understood. This is a very clear for one day. This is for one day because he said that give the distance in a one day. This is for one day students, not for 5 days. Make sure. Okay. Now he's saying that he raises $1.6 for each kilometer that he walks. Okay. Like if you walk 1 kilometer, he will raise 1.6. 2 kilometer. So 1.6 into 2. 3 kilometer, 1 per 6 into 3. Calculator, so into 10. I hope so clear. So he's saying what the least amount he can raise for 5 days. So least amount, a lower bound, short story, lower bound. So least amount, how much he can calculate. So use this one. Don't use upper bound, use lower bound. 21.5 for 1 day into 5. Become 5 days, and each money, each day will travel, multiply with further $1.60. Okay, I hope so clear. So 21.5 times to 5 times to 1.60, and money, how much he collect is $170. $72, sorry, $72. So he will collect $172 in 5 days. And I believe the point is very, very clear. And now we go for next question. And now, before I move on next question, there's a, just wait, please. Yes, students, so something new is here. And what is the new part here? That he said a rectangle, this is a rectangle. Look at here, student, this is a rectangle. I just make a rough rectangle. Length is 8.1 and width is 6.1 centimeter. He mentioned here, all right. And correct to 1 decimal place. Now here, I want to teach you one more idea. Whenever 1 decimal place come, how to write 2 dp, how to write. If he will say 1 dp, so I will take 0.1 as a 1 dp and divide by 2 will give you absolute error. And I think you understanding what I'm saying. If I say 2 dp, then I will write 0.01 divided by 2, okay? And I get 0.005. If I say 3 dp, although I never found 3 dp in your syllabus, hardly I have found in your exam papers 1 dp, but I'm discussing maximum point even. So 3 dp means 0.001 divided by 2, always I get 0.0005. Is absolute error. This I'm writing absolute errors actually. So I believe this become easy now. So how to write it now here? So I'm writing it here on the middle or left side, absolute error, because he said 1 dp. So 1 dp is 0.1 divided by 2. So I got plus and minus 0.05. And now after this, okay, then I will add and subtract. So perimeter, okay. So then I will add, and he said perimeter of the rectangle. So he's asking that high upper bound and lower bound of perimeter of rectangle. Look, read again. So calculate statement about the perimeter of the rectangle. So how to get perimeter of rectangle? Very simple. First of all, I will find both. I mean, upper bound of the length, I will find upper bound of length of 6.1. Then upper bound, okay, because I'm looking for both values. So upper bound of length and upper bound of width. So first of all, I will find this one. And sorry, we have to find not for upper bound, we need for everything. So I think we can do directly even, okay? So have a look, please. If I add in this answer, become what? It become 8.15. If I subtract from here, I get what? 8.05. I repeat my words. You can check in calculator, even parallel with me. 8.1 plus 0.05. It is giving me 8.15. But if I subtract, students, what happened? It is becoming 8.05. Upper bound, I got it of length, and lower bound of God of length. Same way, 6.15 will give you upper bound. This is upper bound of the width. And same manner, I'm looking for the lower bound of the width. How to find? So 6.1 minus 0.05. So from this, subtract this one, and I will get what? 6.05. I believe up till here you understood. Now, so I have all my parameters. But you remember, students, what is the formula of the perimeter of rectangle? Actually, formula is 2 times, right in the top, first of all, because there are 2 lengths and there are 2 widths. So what is perimeter formula, students? 2 lengths are there and 2 widths are there. Okay, so I will add 2 lengths, so become 2L. I add to width, become 2W. So it means, short story, I can say here, the perimeter always, the formula for rectangle is 2L plus 2W, or make more easy. What is that? take two common, length plus width. So this formula I will use. So let's start. How to use upper bound parameter? Upper bound of parameter. I will use 2 times 2 length plus width. But upper bound means I will take students upper bound of length and upper bound of width. I repeat my words because what is the formula? Length plus width less length plus width into 2. So into 2 I wrote already outside, and now upper bound of length, upper bound of width. So length is 8.05, 8.15, and width is 6.15. I repeat my words. Upper bound of width I copied, upper bound of length I copied, and I believe is now gradually easy. And let me type for you 2 times 2, 8.15 plus 6.15. So I hope so this is clear, and I'm getting what answer? 28.6. And same way I'm looking for lower bounds. So what is the formula? Length and width add. But this time I will add lower length and lower width. So I'm right, add length is 8.05 and width is 6.05 and into 2. So let me type it 2 times 2, 8.05 and plus 6.05. And I believe is very easy. So 28.2. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I hope so. The point is very, very clear. So next question is here, the length of the, okay. He said this interesting part even. Nothing easy, I think, not a hard. Because equilateral triangle, he said. Equilateral triangle, what does it mean this? This means all lengths are equal. Equilateral triangle. Okay, every length is 74 millimeter he given us. And correct to what? Nearest millimeter. So it's a very simple idea. So I think you can try, okay, listen to me please. You can try two questions, number 8 and number 9. Okay, take your time. And the lower person is 1 dp. So I believe, inshallah, you can find both part easily. So try to solve both questions, and then inshallah I will do both myself. So take your time, please. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now I think you took a reasonable time. Equilateral okay. I'm going to solve now. He said nearest millimeter, and make sure this millimeter match. It match. Alhamdulillah, it matches. So let's start. So what is absolute error? Absolute error is 1 millimeter divided by 2, half millimeter, add, subtract. So it means he asking small. No need to find upper and lower both. No, simple lower. So lower bound, how to find it? Lower bound, it means I will find 74 minus 0.5. So I got 73.5 millimeter. But he said parameter, not one length. I got this one length. And parameter means length plus length plus length. So 3 times add or into 3. Same thing. So it means upper lower bound, or I can write here smallest parameter is coming what? So 73.5 into 3. Okay, so answer is coming first, okay, 73.5 into 3 into 3. Okay, and answer is coming 220.5 millimeters. Done. So this question is over. Let's talk about the other question. Other question is absolute error is what here? He said 1 dp. So how to get 1 dp? You know it very well, students. Absolute error is 0.1 divided by 2. I got a plus and minus 0.05. And he asking upper bound of the area of rectangle as possibly. Upper bound is this asking. So I think very easy. So you know it very well. This is the length rectangle. So this is 8.1 plus 0.05. And 6.1 plus 0.05. Why? Because it is a very clear upper bound. Okay. So, and you know it, parameter formula is very, very clear. Sorry, area formula. He's asking area. So area formula, how to find it? Upper bound of length into upper bound of, of width. So I'm going to find it now. Upper bound of length is 8.15 and lower bound of length is 6.15. I got this from adding, and I got this adding. I hope so. This point is very clear. Simply multiply, because area, not parameter. So I hope so. This is a very clear approach. And we got 50.1225 because it is accurate answer. It is not repeating after that. After that, stop. So nothing proceed after that. So this is called exact, and you have to write as it is. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, clear. I think now I want to go for very important concept, which is here. Before I start, I want to tell you one very easy concept, very important concept. Look at here. If I'm looking for by adding two values, upper bound, lower bound, you done it very well. Upper bound plus upper bound give you upper bound of two values, and lower bound plus lower bound give you lower bound value, like a parameter. Parameters, upper bound of the length plus upper bound of the width. I got it upper bound of parameter, and lower bound of length plus lower bound of width. I got it parameter. So very clear. Multiplying is also concept like just I found area of rectangle. Upper bound of length, upper bound of width give you upper bound area, and lower same. But important, not even adding and adding part and multiplying part is very easy. But harder part is, first of all, dividing is very harder. So many students don't, they're confused in this one. So first of all, try to understand is a formula. These two formulas are very, very important. Then I'll start one question with you. Okay. And make sure what is the dividing criteria. What I'm looking for upper bound, suppose upper value must be same and down will be opposite. Opposite mean lower bound. For example, I'm looking for the upper bound. So I will write upper bound in the numerator, but down part always is a lower bound. Okay. So and similarly, when I talk about the lower bound, so lower bound I'm looking for. So the upper this into the numerator must be same and denominator must be opposite. Now I hope so you got this basic idea some extent. Let's start some question. Otherwise, you will not understand. And I think so. The best example to understand is number of jugs. I think this is a very good example to understand. A question number 13 is a very 15. Sorry, 15 number is very ideal for to understand. Let's start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. He's saying a large water bottle, 25 liters. This is the most important example in a whole worksheet. This one and another one. We have two very important worksheet example. A large water bottle of 25 liters. So let's say a big bottle. Okay. And how much capacity inside? 25 liters. And what is correct to nearest liter? He said nearest liter. So how to get absolute error? He said nearest liter means 1 liter. 1 divided by 2, I got plus and minus for half liter. So what is what we can say? Okay, we can find it. Okay, discuss later what to find here. First of all, let's glass. Glass is a small, small object as compared to this one. So liter, what is the glass capacity? 0.3 liters. So jug capacity is 25 liters and glass capacity is 0.3 liters. Okay, so I hope so this point is up till here clear. Let's move on. So how to find it now for bottle? This is for bottle. This is for bottle. I found a now glass. So absolute error for glass. This is for bottle. I'm writing here bottle. So bottle clear. Now let's talk about the glass. Absolute error for glass is a 0.1 divided by 2. From where I got 0.1, he mentioned here. So 0.1 divided by 2. I get plus and minus 0.05 for glass. I think up till here, all of you understanding what I'm doing. Now I have to decide what he's asking for. Before I move on this example, I ask a simple example to understand. Let's say, student, this is a jug of the juice. Inside there are, for example, 600 centimeter cube of the juice. Some friend came to your home. This is a glass, and glass contains 200 centimeter cube what liquid can contain. So what you will do when when the friends will come, you will offer liquid offer. So naturally 600 total liquid, and you have 200 glass capacity. So 200 one time, 200 second time, 200 third time. So I mean 3 glasses you can make and you can offer. I repeat my word, 3 glasses you can make maximum from here. Can I say jug capacity up? Jug capacity up by glass capacity down. I will prove it. How? 600 keep it up, and this 600 keep it up, and this 200 keep it down. So so this cancel. I got 3 glasses. You see? So formula you got what? Jug capacity by glass capacity will give a number of glasses. So let's start. Same story here. How to get number of glasses? Glasses. So bottle capacity by glass capacity. This formula is very clear, and I believe you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, I repeat again. 600 is a jug capacity I kept up, and glass plus 200 I kept down, and I got 3 number of glasses. You can see even manually 200 plus 200 plus 200, you got 3 glasses. So I think you believe on this formula. Now, because this dividing criteria formula, so what I'm looking for a lower bound of number of glasses. I repeat my words. I need less number of glasses. So as I need lower bound of number of glasses. So you tell me, student, is a very clear approach. If I'm looking for lower bound, so come back the formula on a formula. If I'm looking for lower bound, so jug is lower bound and glass will be upper bound. I repeat my words. Because I'm looking for the lower bound of number of glasses. So I said you this and this always same. So it means jug should be lower bound and glass should be upper bound. So let's start. I hope so you understood. Now I'm going to complete it. So lower bound. So lower bound of jug capacity divided by upper bound of glass capacity. I hope so the point is clear. All right. So how to get it simple? I think point is very clear. So I'm going to just write final answer. And lower bound of jug. How to get lower bound of jug student, okay? So lower bound of jug. So this 25 liters, subtract this one. So 25 minus 0.5. And how to get upper bound of glass students? Upper bound is at 0.3. So 0.3 plus 0.05. And I believe you got the point very clear. And I'm typing in calculator. So 25 minus 0.5 and 0.3 plus 0.05. And my answer is coming 70 glasses I can make. How many glasses I can make it? 70 glasses. I repeat again. So least number of glasses I can make 70. But suppose if examiner asks you not least number of glasses, most largest. So what is upper bound of glass? I can make it. So formula will turn upper bound of number of glasses. So formula will be because upper here, upper. If lower comes, so upper here, lower, and here upper, reverse. Now if you're looking for the upper bound, so what to write formula? Upper bound of jug by lower bound of glass. I hope so you can understand very well, and the concept is very, very clear for this. So your student, I hope so this point is clear, and let's finalize the topic. Okay, so it means you understood by adding, alhamdulillah. You understood the multiplying, clear. You understood now by dividing criteria, and now how you by subtracting. If I'm looking for subtracting criteria, for example, if I'm looking for a lower bound, okay, so what is a lower bound? I need a lower bound, and there are 2 values to subtract. So when I lower bound, I need it. So what is the technique? Okay. For example, I need upper bound. So the highest value should be bigger, and smaller value should be smaller. Then the difference between them will be bigger difference. If you want difference bigger, common sense. So this value, look at here. If this value become this way and this will become this way, the difference become bigger. So how to get bigger difference? I repeat my words. So big value take a upper bound, and for smallest value took a lower bound. I think you got my point. I repeat again, a big value, you will take it here, upper bound. Sorry, this mistake, there's a previous part, but I'm writing it here. Big value take upper bound, and smallest value take lower bound. In this way, we can find a bigger difference. Anyway, so this all our formulas are clear. Okay, I will share with you. Okay, 1 minute, please. One by one, you take a screenshot. Those students want to take a screenshot. So first of all, take a screenshot of this whole page. So these are notes for them, and you can note down whenever you need. You can open these notes and get a proper idea. Okay. So I hope so this picture is taken, and now I'm going for the next picture. So this picture of this you can take even, and first page I solve for you, and you can take a picture of this one also if you need for your future notes. Okay, I think this taken even. So I think we should go for one more important things here. I think this glasses of glass capacity question was very, very important and is a really important question. So you can take a picture of this even, because this is also very important concept. Because number of glasses, we always divide bottle capacity by glass capacity. So I hope so all pictures are taken and topic is clear. And now final touch. Final touch is what here? For example, this question I just solved with other students, so I will not save my time only. I will not solve with you. I just give you your constructions. So look at here. He's saying that a circle of the radius 8.5, correct to what? 0.1 centimeter. So I divide 0.1 by 2. I got a 0.05. Okay, and 0.05. And then what is the technique to get it? Upper bound area. He's asking lower bound area find, okay, and the lower bound area. So both area find. So what is technique? First of all, I get a radius, and radius is what given by him is 8.5. I will add, I get upper bound radius. I subtract, I got a lower bound radius. Then what? Then use pi r square. What is the formula of circle? Pi r square. I will use this pi r square. I'll use this pi r square, but make sure I will not pi in calculating. I will keep pi aside. So simple square of this number. So he is, look at here. He's asking what is the value of the P and Q, and make sure this pi keep aside. This P and Q is without pi. So it means I will not type pi in my calculator. I will not type pi in my calculator. So these numbers are coming is called upper bound and lower bound. And I believe you got a point very, very clear. And I hope so. The concept is completely finished. And this is a difference of masses. If you want to try, you can try this one, because lower bound. If this is a, for example, 120 here and 75 here, I'm looking for the lower bound of mass. So I will go slightly inside and this slightly this way. So then the difference becomes smaller. If I'm looking for the lower bound difference, so from 120, what is a plan here? So he said that correct to 1 gram, nearest gram. So 1 gram means half gram. So from here, I will go backward. So 120 minus 0.5. And from 75, add. Why? You can ask why add, sir? Why add and why subtract there, sir? Because I said that from this value, I want to slightly reduce less. And from this value, I want to slightly big the value. So that is why the difference is coming 119.5 minus 7.5. I think you got a lower bound difference, lower bound difference. So what is the technique? I took it lower bound. Why I wrote upper bound? So lower bound difference. So lower bound of bigger value minus upper bound of smallest value. You saw the difference, and same formula I discussed before. I hope so. The point is very clear and topic is completely over. So alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, and topic is finished. Sorry student, there's a mistake here. 70 is not 7.5. This is a wait a minute, I just make correction. This is a this one mistake I have done in a hurry, and this is a 75.5. So this is why 119.5 minus 75.5. I repeat my words, 1 minute, please. I write again, 190.5 minus 75.5. I think now you can find out the difference easily, and the question is completely finished now.